Is the lightning okay?
Yes, everything's great. I
Good.
wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
Hey man, it's my pleasure.
You've created an album that's great from top to bottom, my friend. I wanted to ask you, how long did it take to put the material together?
Uh, well, it's hard to say. It's like because the whole process started like back in like 2005 when we started the band with the bass player Veli, and we wrote songs for about a year and a half, but couldn't find the singer. So it's like we had a bunch of songs back then, but we also wrote new songs. And well, we had this when the COVID started. We had fuck all else to do except write songs, like sending files back and forth. So I'd say we wrote about like 20 like rough demos in
Hmm.
about like 2 weeks. So because it's like when you have nothing else to do, you can concentrate on like writing music. So,
And is there a
but yeah,
set process that the band goes through? Is there one person that does the lyrics, or is it a combined effort from everyone?
no, it's like Ella, the singer. She writes lyrics, and we have native English speakers to helping us out. So because none of us speaks English as like mother language, and we wanted to have like depth in the lyrics, not just the blah blah blah. I love you, you love me. Nothing
Sure.
wrong with that. As Beatles, but so we had like people helping us out with the lyrics, and that was a good thing because now it's like the lyrics are timeless
Yes.
and they have like real meaning, not just like bunch of words put together. If you know what
Sure.
I mean. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think one song that really is a testament to that is Arrowhead. I wanted to ask you how that song started with you guys.
Well, so not a lot of people know that it's actually a cover song, but
Really?
yeah, but the thing is, it was originally in Finnish language. So the version we made is the first version in English. And the guy who originally wrote the song, he's actually one of the most famous Finnish singers songwriters ever. And he wanted us to cover one of his songs, and he provided the lyrics with his like writing partner. So
Hmm.
and the original version is totally different. It's faster and it's kind of like more. I don't know how to say it, but it's different,
Hmm.
really different. There's no Zello or acoustic guitar or things like that. So we kind of made it our own. So I don't even think it as a cover song. So
And one thing I love is the diversity on the album. You guys can stretch from a variety of different styles and techniques. And Better Get in Line is another one of my favorite tracks, and it's totally on a different plane, but
which one?
it's
Which one?
true.
Sorry.
It rings true with me. Everything on the album is very sincere and full of truth. And I think that's a great thing to have in an album because it gives you such a great feel when you hear it.
Yeah, it's like that is it's like the hate. I mean, hate is a pretty strong word, but I say it that I dislike the music these days. So I only listen to old music, and it's like it's like I always write music from the heart. It's for myself, and if somebody likes it, it's good. But we never think about what would sell or something like that.
Hmm.
So, but the album sounds organic and it's kind of heartfelt, even though there's like fast, rocky songs and all that. But it's all comes from the heart.
Sure.
So, and
And
I'm glad you said that. because now you got the, because
Oh,
that's what
absolutely.
Rave is all about.
Yes, all you have to do is listen, and it takes you on a journey. Each song takes you to a different place, a
Yeah,
different experience, and that's a wonderful part of the album is that through cover to cover, you're given each a different experience and a different musical direction. You
yeah,
guys
it's
are very
like
talented.
it goes through different emotions and there's dynamics, and it's not like these days a lot of music sounds like this, but
Mhm.
it's like I love music which sounds like this. So, but yeah, I'm really happy that you actually think that the album, because that what was like we were like trying to do, because we love the music that has dynamics and goes through all kinds of emotions. And people like you, when we like hear that, yeah, it's a good album, and it's like it does like have different kind of like songs and all that. So it's like, yeah, we did something right. It's an added bonus. So,
I grew up in listening to the 70s and 80s,
oh
and
yeah,
your album takes me there. It takes me to that style of songwriting and that
ah,
feel.
nice, nice, because it's like. Mm, we all love music from like 70s, 80s, and 90s. And of course, you can hear the influences. But the thing is, only influences. We were not trying to sound like some other band. We just wanted to like sound like us. And I guess that's pretty difficult these days.
It
Mhm.
is.
It wasn't for us, but
And I wanted to ask you, how did the videos go for you? And also, what was the location that you used for your videos?
which one? It's like we have load. Well, the first video, Rainmaker,
Hmm.
was shot in this old sailor, and it was really cold. Like, but it was sunny day, uh, but really cold day, and there was no heating at all. Fortunately, the sun was shining, because otherwise we would have frozen to death. Because 2 days after we had shot the video, there was a snow blizzard. So you can all imagine. And
Sure.
tell you something. So you see all the lights. There was no lights. It's all natural light. There was holes on the wall, and that's all natural light. So you can all imagine. It was a bit freezing. Well, what was the second video? Arrowhead.
Yes.
We actually rented a castle just for the video shoot. So it was a strange feeling to walk to the castle, because usually when you go to see some tourist attraction, Old Castle, there's a shitload of people. There was
Sure.
no but us and the guy who shot the video. And we also shot it in an old church, the piano parts. And the old guy in the video, he's my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like we shot it in it's by the like coastline, and we were supposed to do aerial shots as well, but the wind, all like in a couple of minutes, it just changed, and it became so windy that we had to forget about it. But yeah, it was really cold. So, mm, all right, I'll tell you about the third one as well. It was a cold day, surprisingly, again. But the thing is, I didn't get the shitty end of a stick. I got the clean end, because I got to drive the car. I was in a warm place at all like 9 hours, and all the other guys had to like do they had to stand there waiting for me to pick them up and all that. So, but yeah, we had a lot of different locations. So,
I wanted to ask you as well, if you could tell me how the name for the band came to be.
you know, hear the truth or do you want me to come up with something interesting?
No, I want the truth, my friend.
All right. The thing is, I love to play with words, and if I
Mm,
see a cool word like ginger, I start to think what would be a like good with the like Iron Maiden, two
mhm.
words, and it's like I was thinking ginger, and because I come up with a lot of ideas in the shower, because that's one of the places where you can actually be by yourself usually. And I was thinking, yeah, ginger ale, and fucking hell, I sent the idea. I said, how about ginger ale? And everybody else was like, yeah, it's cool. So, and funnily enough, some people think that our singer Ella, her name is Ginger Evil. That's not the point. She doesn't even have a ginger hair. So,
Yes.
but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just a, I think it's just a cool name. It's that you can't tell if it's like pop band or heavy band or rock band. So, and that's because we're a lot of stuff. Our music is like poppy, it's heavy, and it's rocky and all that. So the name fits, I think.
Absolutely. And I wanted to ask you as well, what lies ahead for you? What's the next step for the band?
The next step is to go touring. It's like we just got a new agent, manager, and he's like trying to put together a team to book a tour and all that. And of course, as we speak, we're already doing demos for the next album. So
Wow.
yeah, just because we're not a one trick pony.
Mhm.
We need to write, and we have a 4 album deal as well. So that it's like it's kind of carrot as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So every 2 years we're gonna put out a new album.
I wanted to ask you as
The
well.
writing material is not the problem. It's like when we have the time to like put it all together.
Lay it down. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
I want to ask you if you could take me back in time to when you started in music. At what age did you begin, and what stages did you go through to get to where you are today?
Like me, like myself.
Yes.
Well, I got my first guitar when I was 8. It's like my dad and my mom wanted to like me to have a hobby with my neighbor who was like 1 year older, 2 years older. So they got us guitars. We went to like take guitar lessons. It's like it was okay, but playing like Elvis and all that shit, it's like I wasn't that interested. But I joined my first band when I was 12 years old, and well, the band lasted for about 9 years. And
Wow.
we, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like we started to. It's like the first gig was like we played 4 cover songs, and the next week gig was like 4 or 5 months later, and it was only our own songs. And well, after that, band kind of like broke up. A couple of days later, we had a new band going, The Milestones. We have done 5 albums with them, and well, there's a lot of shit because I always like to, I have even done rap, which I don't really like, but it's a parody. But yeah, it's like uh, I have done a lot of different kind of music, but just for the sake to keep things interesting.
And what do you feel along your musical journey has been the best advice that has been given to you along the way?
If you want to, if you want to, like play music and write music and want it to be fun at all times, don't do it for the living. Have a day job. That
Sure.
was the advice I got. And I think it's pretty much true. It's like if you can't play your own music, and because I don't like playing covers, I
Mm.
just don't. I could do it, but I don't. So I rather have a day job and do like play the music I love.
Sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you as well, what is the best way to give physical copy of the album and a merchandise that you have?
Uh, well, it's just I think the best way is to say like order it from Amazon or straight from Frontiers. That's our record label, and we're setting up a website. I mean web shop as well, where you can buy T-shirts and
Right.
whatever you come up with. Yeah. So, but I'd say where you from? Where are
I'm
you
from
at?
Massillon, Ohio, in the States.
Ohio. Okay. Yeah. Do you have Irish roots, by the way?
What's that?
Do you have Irish roots? Because your surname is Carrigan, and it
Yes,
sounds.
very much so.
I knew it.
It's
Yeah. Anyway, it's like yeah. What was the question again?
wanted to ask you, what is the best way to get merchandise and a physical
Oh yeah,
copy?
yeah. Like yeah, it's like you can order the CD through Amazon, for example. But if you just Google Ginger Ale, The Way It Burns CD, you get a lot of different sites. So, and we're like I told said before, it's like we're coming up with the shop where you can order T-shirts as well. So
And we talked a bit about having a new manager. Are there
yeah,
plans to come to the States?
hopefully, yeah. It's like the manager is actually Canadian.
Oh,
Yeah, so he has a lot of connections. He lives in Finland though, but yeah, that would be a like dream come true, of course, because when you make it in the US, you make it everywhere. It's such a big country that you have to sit in a tour bus and
yeah,
like a long time. It's a, like a lot of distance, but heck,
sure. And the fans here are great. And
yes, there's a
during
lot of
COVID, we had some moments where, in my area where clubs had to shut down because they weren't getting income. But now those clubs are all open again and things are just rocking better than ever.
yeah, yeah, and but it's like there's so many bands in the US. It's it's really hard for European band to like break in the States. And of course, it costs a lot of money. First of all, you have to fly to US, you have to like have all the gear, backline, shipped over and all that. And it's like if you just it could take like years and years and years and years just to sit in a van, play to three people, play to six people. So the best way would be to break in the stateside is like to have a support slot
Sure.
with the bands, bigger bands. Like it doesn't have to be like, you know, Guns N' Roses or AC/DC, but
Sure.
someone who has already been established and has a household name. Because otherwise, it's pretty much pointless. I have to be honest. The same in
Uh,
Europe. Like you could like play in every pub, every like shit all ever, and you not going everywhere, anywhere. So especially these days, it's like so
yes.
fans and
I wanted to ask you, we live in a day and age now where music, it can be created at home, and there's not there's so many independent artists. I wanted to ask you, do you feel that that is a plus or a negative for a band starting today?
I think it's well, I'd say it's mostly negative because there's so much music coming out, and it's like it's really difficult to like get your music heard because there's so much music released these days. It's like even your fucking grandmother has a single out. So
Sure.
at
And
least we have a record label, big one. So that helps. They have a muscle, but still, it's really difficult. I'd say, in a way, it's a good thing as well, because now it's like whoever wants to release music, they can put it out. But it's like the thing is, probably nobody even listens to it. So,
does for me is it keeps me busy. I spend my weeks listening to 20 to 30 albums a week. I'm
holy
sifting
shit.
through music to choose great albums like yours so that I can sit and talk with you today.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
and it I think it's been a great blessing to me to be able to have that opportunity to bring bands that people my age don't are not looking for. But I've never lost that. When I was 18 and in school, I was at the record store looking for every long haired dude I could find to get the next metal album. And
Yeah.
so, I try to do that for people now because, the reason I started this was everyone in my age was listening to the same fucking 300 songs over and over again.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the
You know what I mean?
cassette tapes. It's like a tape was all stretched,
Yeah.
and every lyric to every song. It's like I hardly ever listen to music these days because it's like there's so much. I don't have time for that. I rather just like go back to my own Iron Maiden albums or
Right.
whatever, Black Rose or whatever. So, because
But,
that's because the thing, it's like one funny thing. I never was into the Beatles,
mhm.
so I only found out how good the band is like 3 or 4 years ago, or Pink Floyd. So you understand, you know what I mean? Like going back
Absolutely.
in history of music, and it's like, whoa, 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 what's going on? Why I haven't like listened to this band already?
It's like when the first time I heard Revolver, I thought that was a very innovative album for them at the
Oh
time.
yeah,
And I heard the album and I was like, man, these guys just did 180 and they still are pulling it off,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, and it's like, uh, I was actually discussing this with my friend the other day. It's like, yeah, have you ever thought that if there wasn't like these four guys, four, not five, four, oh, well, five if you like count the producer as well.
Yeah,
But can you imagine the world if there was no Beatles?
sure.
Because
Yeah, because when
it's
they
like,
grew their hair, we grew our hair. When they dropped acid, everyone was dropping acid, right? It's just they changed whatever they did, everyone wanted to do, you know?
yeah, and it's like it was revolutionary.
Sure,
Before that, like Chuck Berry and Elvis and things like that, and all of a sudden we had four guys like playing good, singing good, making like people wet their pants and all that. So
sure.
of course, Rolling Stones after them, but
Yeah,
it's funny to think about it. It's like four guys,
yeah.
the whole game changed.
And lastly, my friend, I wanted to ask you if you could give a message to your fans, what would that message be, my friend?
I would say that be open-minded. Like it's like if somebody says to you that no, no, this is shit music, listen to those. It's like just do what you want to do, hear what you want to hear. It's like do your own thing
Sure,
because that's the only way that bands actually can like fly again, take
sure.
off,
And
and yeah,
I think it speaks
especially
through the
if yeah, yeah. Sorry.
because people look at me and they go, "Hey, man, you're almost 60 years old. What are you doing with this male shirt on? Why you dress like you do?" It's because that's what I am, man. I am who I am. You work on being who you are, you know.
Yeah, Yeah, it's, I don't. It's like I have no time to give a shit. If
Right.
someone doesn't like me, it's fine.
Sure.
It's like, yeah. It's like, well, I checked out a couple of your interviews. Like, hey man, this is a rock and roll dude. So that's what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking, hey, he's fucking 60. He can't be rock and roll.
Right.
Because most of our idols are way over 60, right?
For sure. Sure. Mine growing up was Kiss. They
Oh,
really
yeah.
tasted all for me.
You see this?
Yes.
The Kiss cassettes.
Mm.
So that was the first band for me as well. Hearing Creatures of the Night, that's like changed my whole world.
I think of, as sometimes my age being advanced because I got to see that tour. I got to see him in '79 Dynasty Tour and stuff like that. And got to see Randy Rhoads the last time, one of the last
You did?
times he played on stage, and
Fuck me.
just great moments of rock and roll. I
Oh, yeah.
seen the Number of the Beast tour with Priest, the Scream for Vengeance tour opening up, and
I
moments
fucking
like that
hate
are
to miss.
priceless, you know.
Yeah. But it's great to hear. It's like, and that's the era when music meant something special. It's not just the music in the background or music you just listen to on a playlist on your phone.
Sure.
That was like when you got to go to the concert and you didn't, it's like you had to save money to get the ticket to see your favorite band. And when you got there, it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
have
remember.
a good time with your friends. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to thank you, my friend, for taking time to speak with me and for creating an album that, like I said, I enjoyed from top to bottom, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
I look forward to what lies ahead for you. And please feel free to keep in touch with me, my friend.
Oh, yeah. It's like, we'll do this again.
Absolutely.
Oh, like 6 months' time. Let's see what has happened.
Absolutely. You take care, my friend. You have a great rest of your day.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Cheers, my
Talk
friend.
to you soon. Have a good night.
You too. Cheers.